right, so I'm here with Artyom Liss. Hello, Artyom. How are you?
Hi, Raffi.
Artyom is like a journalist from Ukraine, and he's worked a lot in the regions about very controversial topics, and 18 years of experience with the BBC. Let's talk with Artyom about a few topics. One of the things that I want to talk about with you, Artyom, is what do you think the responsibility of a journalist? What kind of responsibility do they bring with this news dissemination?
I think the simplest answer, Raffi, is that they need to be absolutely certain about every word they're saying. And to do that, they need to check their sources. They need to make sure that they have independent confirmation from more than just one source. And they need to be absolutely certain that they're not misleading their audience. It is perhaps all too simple to say, you know what, I want to be the first to the party. You know what, I want to break this news. However, in my view, it is a lot more important to actually say, look, I am absolutely certain about what I'm reporting. I've checked it, I've fact-checked it, and you can trust me. So this issue of trust, to me, is so much more important than being quick.
So it's not just only the topic that you're covering, it's also its relevancy, and it's also how true this is, because then that also is a reliability on how much I will trust you for the next time.
There's a massive issue generally in the world about trust in journalism. Researchers from Edelman, an agency which does a lot of communications work, they publish an annual review of to what extent people trust the media, the businesses, the governments, the NGOs. In the last 5 or 6 years, this measure of trust has not gone over 50%. So more than half of the people who Edelman poll say they do not trust the media, the governments, the businesses, the NGOs, is mostly because the media themselves have maneuvered themselves into this corner. So in this race for clicks in the internet age, or in this race for the eyeballs in the age of the television, we have lost our own sort of ethos. And I think it's quite easy now for people to say, look, I don't trust you, you are manipulative, you represent this particular point or that particular point of view. And I think the only way to deal with that is, you know, as they say in school, it is to show our workings, to say, this is how we gather information, this is how we fact check, this is what we do to make sure that we are unbiased and balanced. I
mean, one of the other things that keeps bothering me is how media outlets are trying to get, like you said, the clicks, the number of views, regardless of those readers, the quality of those readers. Because that is becoming more and more important, I think we're also looking at the common denominator, raise the level of the common denominator so that we have a more intelligent audience.
I think the general internet level of the people who consume the media is actually a lot higher than we sometimes think, we journalists. And I think there's a sort of misconception about just how stupid people are. I think they're cleverer than we give them credit for. Having said that, I think we can alienate a lot of the audiences by doing a few things which journalists all over the world do far too often. One is they use too much jargon. They use words which only politicians and journalists understand. Two is they're reporting things which are inside this political bubble, this journalistic bubble, but which perhaps have very little relevance to the outside world. It's all too easy to say politician X said this, politician Y responded in this particular manner. To most of the people, this is completely irrelevant. I think what does matter is to put things into context. What does matter is to explain how developments and how events affect your particular life and your particular situation. And I think the media which can do it in a language which is relatable and in a language which is clear, I'm not saying simple, I'm saying clear, can break through and can reach an audience which is numerically quite large, but also engaged, and also an audience which appreciate the news and the reporting.
All right, so you heard it. This was Artyom Liss in Armenia, talking about responsible journalism and fact-checking and the intellect of the masses. Thank you, Artyom.
Thank you.